My name is John Fitzsimmons, I'm 54 years old and I'm a construction projects manager. I've worked in construction since I was 16 years old. My accident happened on the 10th of October this year. I fell down some steps and I broke my tibia and fibula just below my knee joint and was taken to hospital. Well, I developed a thing called compartment syndrome, which was a build-up of fluid and blood within the compartments in your lower leg muscles, your calves, and it's a fasciotomy where they cut to access the compartments in your leg to relieve the pressure. They fitted an external fixator, which was a halo frame around my leg, and there was pins, several things. It was 10 pins to hold the bone in place until healing. The frame was removed on Monday, and everything seems to be, my leg's fine, I can move. I think if I had a cast on, I think I would have to have went through some extensive physio. So I think the frame was definitely the way to go moving forward. I think that would be the way for anybody rather than a cast. When I first left the hospital, I had 2 crutches. I found it quite difficult to get around the house, and I was kind of bedbound for a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks at the start. So I was quite dependent on other people helping me at that time. But I started getting up and using crutches, and I tried to develop myself onto one crutch, and then eventually started to ease myself off the crutches, use the furniture around the house. And I think that was the best way to go. To try and get off the crutches was a big thing. The first thing I started doing was resistance bands. There's different levels of resistance bands you can get for different strengths. But when you first get your fixator on, your foot tends to want to fall forward. And I think it's important to get your foot into a walking position. So I started using the resistance bands and pulling my foot. And you're just pulling the band against yourself. And then the elastic band kind of thing, it pushes your foot forward again. And I think that was important to get the strength back into your ankles and your foot for walking. You can get different types of exercise bikes. There's a small kind of floor mounted thing, and it's just a pedalling device that you can start off and then progress to a standard pedal bike. But I had to do some adaptations on that. I had to put an extended pedal on it, just a bit of wood with some tie wraps, and then it's getting your knee up to 90 degrees was quite difficult. But I think once you achieve that, you can start just slowly developing without any resistance. I would say you don't have to put any resistance on your pedal bike, and then you can slowly start to build up the resistance and as you move on. It was quite important for me to get back to driving for my own independence and get back to work. So the resistance bands strengthened my ankle and my foot for accelerator pedals and things like that. I spoke to the consultant and he was quite happy with the strength I'd gained in my foot. The next stage after that was to go to my insurance company and explain to them what had happened, and they were quite happy as long as I could carry out an emergency stop successfully. 3.5 months into the frame I could drive again. Well, I was 3 months off work. The standard 3 months, my employer gives you your full pay for 3 months. So it was obviously important to get back after the 3 months to pay your bills and things like that. So there was a risk assessment method statement carried out, and they were quite happy that I worked from the office. Yeah. So I spent most of my time in the office. The strength's building up in my leg every day, so I'm hoping to next couple of weeks get back onto site. I think exercise is really important. I think it's too easy just to lie down and say, oh, it'll get better in its own time. You've got to push yourself. I think you've really got to try and get up and motivate yourself and try and move about the furniture, even if it is moving about, grabbing onto things, and then try and get yourself an exercise bike. You can hire them. If it came to the crunch, just hire them and then just put an extended pedal on with your fixator and start moving. And I think as soon as you start moving, you'll start to feel better. And then I think the big one is driving. It's after you've been driving for 2 months, it's a great feeling to have your independence back. The other thing as well we spoke about was medication. obviously you can't drive if you're taking medication, so you've got to try and get off that medication as quickly as you can as well. So I tried to stop the medication as quick as I could, but you need to be aware that it's not just as easy as just saying I'm going to stop that medication. You've got to try and come off it gradually. I was taking 4 30mg tablets of the hydrocodone every day, and then I tried to stop it the same day, say that's that I've finished. But you can't do that. You go through a withdrawal. I think you've got to be aware of that. It took me 6 weeks to come off it successfully, and I think you need to be off that, completely clear of that before you can drive your car. I have to go back to the hospital in 2 weeks' time, and they'll carry out some x-rays just to make sure everything's healing properly and there isn't any other complications. But my leg feels strong, and I feel as if I've got a knee brace on just now, but I don't particularly need it to be honest with you. But the consultant recommended I keep it on just to keep it secure. But I can walk about the house with it off. But just if I'm at work, I would keep that on. If I'm going walking long distances, I would keep it on. But my leg feels back to normal. It feels great. Try and get yourself up and moving as quickly as you can, and exercise. And it feels difficult. It's a mindset. Your mind tells you not to exercise, but you need to get up and move. You won't cause any further problems. I think you need to try and get up and move. It's painful at the start, but you just start and just do minor exercises. Just even try and move your turn over your tummy and do your hamstrings at the back. Just try and pull your leg up. Get your partner to help you to try and pull your leg up until you start using the muscle again. And within a few weeks, you'll be walking about again.